feel totally vindicated.
Continuing coverage now as President Trump's executive order banning transgender athletes from competing in women's sports is generating mixed reactions. Former college swimmer Riley Gaines of Gallatin, who led this charge, feels vindicated, but the policy's not a done deal yet. Select schools in California and Minnesota are already saying they plan to follow their own state laws and ignore the president's executive order. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar at the Capitol now with more on this issue.
The NCAA has officially banned transgender women from competing in women's college sports shortly after President Trump's executive order. The transgender community tells me they aren't going anywhere and will use legal action to fight back. This while Riley Gaines says Congress needs to back the president so it could fully be enforced. After President Trump signed an executive order banning transgender athletes from competing in women's sports, schools are now at risk of losing federal funding for not complying. During the signing, Sumner County native and former NCAA swimmer Riley Gaines was there. She once competed against transgender athlete Leah Thomas.
This type of decisive action is long overdue. Since I have become personally invested in this fight, coming up on 3 years.
Gaines was influential in getting Tennessee lawmakers to call on the NCAA to reverse its policies with no success.
We didn't have a seat at the table. We were ignored.
Following the president's executive order, the NCAA's president, Charlie Baker, released a statement that says in part, quote, President Trump's order provides a clear national standard, end quote, changing the organization's policy.
I believe NCAA President Charlie Baker had to borrow President Trump's spine for a little bit, but nonetheless, it's a win.
Baker had previously pointed out there were fewer than 10 NCAA trans athletes. Trans advocates say that is part of the reason their participation shouldn't be an issue.
This is not about protecting women. This is not about trans women being these monsters and these cheaters. This is about moving a political agenda.
A.T. Faruya, the director of education for Athlete Alley, a nationwide organization for trans athletes, says the order is disappointing.
It's difficult because the base of existence for trans people is erased.
The executive order is rooted in Title IX, which bars sex discrimination. Gaines tells me it's now time to crack down on schools not following the order and to restore titles and medals won by the trans athletes.
There's still a lot of work to be done.
When it comes to transgender athletes on the high school level, several states have their own policies. This is expected to have legal battles in the future. Reporting here in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.